Spoilers ahead, please be cautious. The movie starts with a young and attractive woman named Serena entering the underground headquarters of the Fight Club. Inside the arena, a battle is already in progress with the club's best fighter, Alex, who has won 3 consecutive fights. His fourth opponent has no choice but to run away, but unfortunately, there is a sniper ready to shoot him if he tries to escape. This forces the opponent to fight Alex, who ultimately wins and achieves his 4th victory by killing his opponent. The scene then shifts to another room where a fighter named Roy Brody, also known as Hard 8, is preparing for his upcoming fight. Another fighter named Recon is studying Hard 8's personal information with his accomplice TikTok. In the monitoring room, it is revealed that Hard 8 has never killed an opponent in the fight arena. At the same time, 2 more males are introduced. Happy and Hot Lips are brandishing weapons and banging on an apartment door. In the basement of Fight Club, a guard named Jeremiah asks for the dead bodies in the war arena to be cleaned up by a cleaning service called Not Now Nigel. Meanwhile, Jeremiah goes to the 5th floor to meet Serena and they discuss the highly anticipated fight between Rawbone and Heartache at the conference. Serena only cares about the betting money and doesn't care about the outcome of the fight. Rockin, on the other hand, is only concerned about keeping Rawbone safe. Serena confirms that Heartache will lose in the 3rd round, despite Rockin's belief that Rawbone would win. The fight finally begins and the spectators applaud as Hard 8 enters the battle arena. Before going up to the arena, he hugs Not Now Nigel to steal their weapons. Serena approaches Hard 8 and asks him to lose the fight, threatening to harm his wife Chrissy. Rawbone enters the arena and insults Hard 8, planning to tattoo his name on his chest later. However, the fight doesn't even start when Hard 8 pulls out a revolver and fatally shoots Rawbone, causing chaos. Serena instructs Happy and Hot Lips to assassinate Chrissy after Heartache shoots some of the guards to gain access to Hard 8's residence. Happy and Hot Lips disguise themselves as cops and kill Chrissy. Serena calls her supervisor to ensure that Hard 8 is arrested. She encounters Rockin, who is furious about Rawbone's murder and threatens to kill her. Serena shoots Rockin before he can finish his threat. TikTok witnesses this and wants to be Serena's subordinate. Serena receives a call from Hard 8 on Happy's cell phone, where he expresses his disapproval of killing Chrissy and threatens to come after her. Serena becomes alarmed by Heartache's threat and orders Jeremiah to lock all the club doors and organize a fully armed guard. She calls 911 to report the murder at the underground Fight Club. 2 police officers named Hopper and Mike are the first to arrive, followed by another squad led by a lady named Redmond. They break into the building and find numerous bodies on all floors. Hopper and Mike apprehend Hard 8 on the 5th floor and take him to the police station for questioning. During the interview, Heartache remains silent and refuses to provide any information. A female police supervisor named Keaton chastises Redmond for acting rashly and initiating an inquiry without proper directions. After receiving a report from Serena, Redmond justifies the ambush, even though they couldn't find her in the underground Fight Club building. In the questioning room, Hard 8 almost attacks Mike and Hopper, who keep pressuring him to talk. Keaton intervenes and calls for more information on the incident and Heartache's identification. Mike states that Hard 8 remains silent, despite the military tattoos that have been removed from his body. Keaton then enters the questioning room and asks about Serena's whereabouts. In another room, Hopper and Mike examine CCTV footage and witness Heartache's murder. Serena continues to provoke Hard 8, making his behavior even more irrational. TikTok appears before Hard 8 in one of the battle venues and boasts that he can kill him in 60 seconds. However, TikTok's attitude is disproportionate to his combat talents, and he is quickly overcome and murdered by Hard 8. Hard 8 then directs the gun at a sniper who was already waiting to shoot TikTok. If Hard 8 loses the fight, Serena becomes even angrier in the building's control room. After witnessing the deaths of her last 2 employees at the hands of Hard 8, Keaton states in the questioning room that they did not find a single fighter's corpse in the building's war arena. As a result, she believes Serena must have gathered the dead bodies to bury them elsewhere. In another examination room, Hopper is still trying to learn more about Hard 8 through his fingerprints. Eventually, Hopper hacks into the military computer and discovers the profile of Hard 8, who is revealed to be a soldier named Colonel Vaughn. Colonel Vaughn calls to inform them that they are on their way to the police station to pick up Hard 8. Meanwhile, in the interrogation room, Keaton learns Hard 8's identity and attempts to offer him a job to assist the police in apprehending Serena. Keaton is aware that Colonel Vaughn of the military will be arriving to collect Hard 8. Hard 8 informs Keaton about a military incident when Colonel Vaughn exploited his subordinate, Benzie, for public propaganda. Colonel Vaughn ordered Benzie to go alone and defenseless into enemy territory to demonstrate the enemy's savagery to the people. Hart 8 refused to follow these instructions, putting Benzie's safety in jeopardy. Colonel Vaughn then tried another propaganda tactic, ordering Benzie to play ball with local kids under the direction of Hart 8, who was still using the Roy identity. Benzie was shot and killed by the enemy, just as Hart 8 had predicted. Hopper and Redmond are still watching CCTV footage from the club, which shows how Hart 8's actions killed the guards and Serena's men. Serena, who is also viewing the CCTV footage from within the building, becomes concerned when she sees Hart 8 overpowering Jeremiah's formidable guards. Moving to an interrogation chamber, Keaton recounts the story of her son's death in the Afghan War. Her son's tragedy inspired her to help military veterans. Returning to the camera tape that Hopper is watching, Nigel is seen preparing to battle Hart 8. However, Hopper accidentally hits a button, causing the video file to disappear. On the other side, Mike is conducting an inquiry in the subterranean Fight Club building. He finds Helen in a medical suite, who offers him a camera with images of Chrissy's body. Mike then texts the photo to Redmond, who quickly forwards it to Keaton. However, there is a misunderstanding, and Keaton suspects Hart 8 of murdering Chrissy, his own wife. Hart 8 disputes the claims and becomes enraged with Keaton. Fortunately, Redmond intervenes and pulls a gun to stop Hart 8 before he can do any harm. Hart 8 collapses to the ground and expresses his grief over Chrissy's death. He claims that if he had followed Serena's suggestion to lose to Rawbone, Chrissy could still be alive. He then begins to tell Keaton everything, starting with his first meeting with Serena. Hart 8 was unemployed after leaving the military and was forced to become a fighter for Serena during the meeting. Serena introduced him to another fighter named Alex, who was allegedly deaf. Hart 8 and Alex became friends because Hart 8 could communicate in sign language. Hart 8 stated that he would not kill on the battlefield, but Serena didn't care as long as he won. Serena assured him that the underground boxing club would not be raided by the authorities because she had the support of the police's senior brass. After hearing Hart 8's account, Keaton confidently states that no one in her unit supports the club or Serena. Meanwhile, Mike discovers a secret entrance on the third floor of the clubhouse and walks inside, coming across a room filled with people. In the interrogation chamber, Hart 8 tells Keaton again about a son and the father, a poor butcher who sells human corpses at an upscale steakhouse. The father was murdered one day, while his son escaped. A few years later, the son exacted his revenge. Keaton is intrigued by the narrative and asks if there is any connection to the Fight Club case. Hart 8 does not respond, instead stating that after obtaining vengeance, the son resumed his father's profession as a butcher selling human meat. Hopper recovers the videotape in another investigation room and watches Serena assign Alex and Jeremiah to kill Hart 8, who is currently in the elevator. Finally, they face off. However, before the encounter, Alex is reminded in sign language that he has never considered Jeremiah an adversary. On the other hand, Jeremiah and his men are preparing to strike when Alex pulls Hart 8's helpless body, catching them off guard. Hart 8 rises up and shoots them all with Alex's help. Jeremiah manages to point a gun at Hart 8, but Alex leaps in front of it to save him. Hart 8 is enraged by Alex's actions and pursues Jeremiah, knocking him out with a shot to the shoulder. Jeremiah escapes to the control room where he encounters Nigel, who is enraged by his attitude and lack of admiration. Nigel instructs them to check under the table, and while they are fighting, Hart 8 has planted a bomb under the table, which quickly explodes, killing Jeremiah and Nigel. Hart 8 continues searching the building until he spots Serena. Surprisingly, when they meet, he does not kill her. Instead, they have a conversation. Serena reminds him of Chrissy, especially since she secretly likes him. Despite her boss's push, he says he can't identify who Serena's boss is. Serena reported the murder at the Fight Club to the authorities. Keaton pressures Hart 8 to tell her everything because they only have 5 minutes before Colonel Vaughn arrives and seizes him. Colonel Vaughn arrives outside and is greeted by Redmond. Hopper hides the CCTV film in the investigation room and discreetly exits. Hart 8 informs Keaton that Serena is hiding at home. Colonel Vaughn then enters the questioning room and fires Keaton for interrogating military troops without authorization. He also abducts Hart 8. Keaton understands that her job cannot be simply revoked and goes to meet Redmond to have the situation thoroughly investigated. Redmond goes in search of Hopper, who has quietly left to request CCTV footage. Keaton rushes to Hartake's place but can't find Serena, only Jeremiah's female subordinate who had previously been kept captive by Hartake. After Keaton shoots the woman, Hard 8 emerges and reveals the hidden camera in the woman's stomach. It is revealed that Keaton is Serena's boss, running her underground fighting club. Keaton's position as police chief makes it easy for her to safeguard the company. Following the ruckus at the club, Keaton attempts to locate Serena and plans to kill her to destroy evidence of her own involvement. Hartake discloses why he joined the Fight Club, which was allegedly not for financial gain. He plans to avenge the death of his younger brother, Ben, who was one of Rawbone's fighter victims. It is also revealed that the woman Mike met in the prior building is Chrissy, Hartake's wife, who is still alive. Colonel Vaughn apparently arrives in the apartment just as Hot Lips and Happy were about to murder Chrissy and photograph it. Chrissy pretends to be dead. Hard 8 plans a clever vengeance plot to arrest Keaton with the help of Colonel Vaughn. The building's disarray was intentional. Serena was not the one who reported the murder, it was Hard 8 himself. Meanwhile, Hopper, a subordinate of Hartake and Colonel Vaughn, is tasked with securing the videotape. Keaton recognizes that Hard 8's story about the butcher father and son mirrors her own. As her father was a war criminal, she has had enough of Hartake's explanation and plans to kill him. But Chrissy is waiting behind her and shoots her with a tranquilizer bullet. Keaton is finally arrested and imprisoned, while Serena is released for working with the police. Hartake decides to rejoin the military and uses the name Roy again, as the hunt for his younger brother Ben is not over for him. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications and leave a like to help the channel out.